How are the playoffs going to come down this year?
All right, in the NFC playoffs, I have the New Orleans Saints versus the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Seahawks. I believe the Saints will beat the Bears by 10 to 14 points, and I believe the Seahawks will beat the Eagles by 7 to 10 points. In the AFC wildcard round, here I have the Cincinnati Bengals beating the Steelers by 3, and I have the Patriots beating the Chargers by 7. And in the NFC divisional round, I have the Packers versus the Saints and the 49ers versus the Seahawks. I believe the Packers will beat the Saints by 3 to 7, and I have the Seahawks over the 49ers 2 to 3. In the AFC divisional round, I have the Broncos versus the Patriots and the Colts versus the Bengals. I have the Broncos over the Patriots by 3, and I have the Colts over the Bengals by 10.
Wow.
Now for the conference championships, I have the Packers versus the Seahawks and the Colts versus the Broncos. I have Green Bay over Seattle 3 to 7, and I have Denver over Indianapolis 3 to 5. And then in the Super Bowl, it will be the Packers versus the Denver Broncos. I have the Packers up 3 to 7.
And are you sure the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty confident that they have a very young team, strong new players. I think they'll be one of the top competitors, and I believe they'll win.
Do you think Clay Matthews is going to be ready to play?
I totally believe Clay Matthews is going to be ready to play since he's practicing at training camp.
How do you think the Steelers are going to do this year?
I have Pittsburgh going 10-6 this year and getting the last playoff spot in the AFC playoffs.
Okay, who is going to get really close but not make it to the Super Bowl?
I have the Seahawks and the Colts losing the 2 conference championship games.
How do you think the Cowboys are going to do this year?
Cowboys I have going 8-8 and missing out on winning their division by a game.
How do you think the Chicago Bears are going to do this year?
Chicago Bears I have going 10-6, finishing second behind Green Bay with a 10-6 record and clinching the 6th spot in the NFC playoffs.
And what do you think the Vikings outcome is going to be like? How many games, how many wins, how many losses?
I have the Vikings going a surprising 9-7 and just missing out on the playoffs.
What about the Browns?
The Browns I have improving from a 4-12 season, going 7-9 this year.
Okay, what do you think about the Miami Dolphins?
I have the Dolphins going 9-7 this year and finishing 3rd in their division.
Who do you think is going to be the most valued or most improved team?
The most improved team this year? I'd have to say the Packers, coming off of an 8-win season. I see them going 12-4, we're 13-3 this year.
And who do you think the Jaguars are going to do good? Or whatever they're called, the Panthers?
Which is?
Jaguars.
I have the Jaguars going 5-11.
And the Panthers?
And the Panthers I have going 9-7 and missing the playoffs.
Okay, and on the NFC, that's a thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Who do you think, what team is going to improve the most?
In the NFC, who's going to improve the most? I'm going to have to go with either the Falcons or the Packers. Both had pretty down seasons
In the
last year.
AFC?
In the AFC, who's going to improve the most? I have the Cleveland Browns improving the most.
Yeah.
Which is
Which is what?
a surprise.
How do you think Detroit's going to do this year?
I have Detroit going 9-7, finishing last in the NFC North and missing the playoffs.